Green Lanterns issue 9, which is written by Sam Humphries and art by Robson Roca. And Jesus, this is the third good issue in a row of Green Lanterns. What's happening?
Yeah, you take out the color cores and look what you get.
And this is a really interesting issue. It's a very fun singular concept issue where he explains the backstory of the guy who was seen at the end of the last issue on his way to the city.
Yeah.
This also didn't start the same way as every other issue.
But
It
I
did
have
not.
the feeling
That's
that
true.
when he does eventually get a ring, he'll be like, what was his name again? Because this was one of the first ones I read.
Frank Leminski.
Yeah, let me see. My name's Frank Leminski, and I've always been second best. You know, like that's where this is gonna go. But this guy, and I'm a Guy Gardner fan, but I get how intolerable Guy Gardner is. This guy made Guy Gardner look like a shining star.
Do you know what I liked about this issue, though, right? Because obviously the whole thing is basically his story all up until the point of why he's coming to the city, right?
Right.
And the whole idea is that he was a test pilot, much like Hal, but he wasn't that good. He kind of flunked a
He
little
has
bit.
zero charisma, right?
Yeah.
Like if Hal is all charisma, this guy's the opposite.
Yeah, and the idea is when Hal first appears as Green Lantern, and then he sees more of them, he becomes determined that this is what he wants. He's going to be a Green Lantern. This is what he's destined for. So he trains. He even tries to be like a vigilante himself. He gets a job at Arkham guarding the Joker because he wants to prove that he doesn't feel fear, which is
Zero
actually a really
fear.
fun.
Yeah.
It's a really fun
That was.
page actually, but like all that stuff's really fun. But do you know what I loved about this? Do you know what I really loved about it? Is that I got to see Hal, John, and Guy, and even Kyle all being Green Lanterns on Earth in their old school ways, and it made me want a proper Green Lantern book. Not that I'm discounting this one, but what I mean is, I want a book with those characters being cops on Earth.
Yeah.
Like seriously, I don't
Can I
want
just say
them in
also,
space doing.
I love
things.
how young John and Guy look.
Yeah. Oh, John's got the mini throw. He's
Yeah. But Guy looks proper young as well, like with the big grin.
And also we got the Justice League International there that they threw in with Guy.
Yeah.
So and then Kyle and his traditional stuff with his crab mask. But yeah, like
Mask.
it is a stupid mask, but it's Kyle's mask, But yeah, so and God, he's not good at anything. I bet he was good at guarding Joker because he didn't have to do much but stand there
Well, see, the
and
thing
just
is,
deal with it.
I didn't take it so much that he's bad at things. He's just not exceptional at them. He's
Yeah.
he's adequate at everything he does.
Yeah, like the thing is, even going back to the start where he flunks up in the fighter pilot test thing, that was something that we're supposed to be having Hal doing.
Yeah.
Like that was who was scheduled, their top pilot. And it's like, well, okay.
Well, and then they ground him and they're like, well, we're gonna take your wings away because like you're never in a plane anymore, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was fun. And then all of the stuff he's trying to do, he goes from doing the pull-ups to the one-armed pull-ups, holding the brick and the chain.
I love how he gets more ripped as the issue goes on.
You say brick. It was actually one of those big cylinder blocks.
Well,
Cinder blocks, yeah.
Cinder
yeah,
blocks.
the cinder block. But yeah, so. And then, so I was all hyped, and then we get to the end, and I was just like, oh, God, of course we can't have nice things.
But do you know what I liked about it, though? I love this idea that the ring that went to Simon first went to him and was like,
That's right. That's right.
Leminski, you have been chosen. You can overcome. Actually, error. No, wait. Sorry. No. Finding suitable.
Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah.
He gets the Jessica stuff, too, because now he's thinking all the rings are gone. And this rogue ring shows up, too. And he goes, and then there's this girl lantern.
Because this was the one thing that threw me off about the timeline again. It's something it's been going on since the start of Rebirth. He says, there was only a couple of places this ring could have gone. And then it shows Simon and Jessica at the same time. And it's like, I swear Simon was going around for months before Jessica.
Yeah, months, but just months.
Yeah, but months.
I don't see your problem here. It's just condensing it for storytelling.
I know, but he says, there's two options where the ring could have gone. It's like, surely, this is what I don't get about the timeline. Surely he would have seen it Baz on the news and gone, okay, that's
But what was Simon like super public when he first appeared?
No.
But wasn't he in a Justice League for a bit?
He was in Justice
No.
League Canada.
He was Justice League of America.
Oh yeah,
But
it
that's
became
been kind
Canada.
of swept under the rug.
Yeah, but that was on the news, right? Because what was it a couple of weeks ago where someone referenced it?
No, because
Oh, that was the.
it was Adam Strange, but he
Yeah.
said, but I was on that one, but you never heard of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
The point he even
Yeah.
made was that no
Yeah,
one had
no.
heard of it.
I remembered it now as I was saying it. I was
Yeah.
like, what was that?
Yeah,
I was
that
like,
actually
yeah.
goes against your point, Connor.
It does. Now I wish I
Game,
brought that
set,
up.
and match.
But
no.
yeah, but then we get to the final reveal, and it's Volthoom, the first Lantern, from Johns' last. That was his last.
See,
one,
before
right?
before we talk about Volthoom, I want to say that when he walks in and we see the hood, this was again me going,
Yeah.
"Was it Oz? Is Oz here? Is he messing with
Yeah.
things?" And then he takes off the hood and I'm
So
like, "Oh,
that
it's Volthoom."
That would have made sense,
It would
right?
have, yeah.
Like, because that's shaking up the stuff, and you're giving them the intel on the Phantom Ring that anybody can use.
So guys, tell me about Volthoom because I haven't quite finished the Johns. I'm literally like just about to get to this bit.
He was the first, like when the Guardians first decided to do a Lantern Corps. He was like this lost in time, like
Yeah.
astronaut
Right.
that ended up with the power, and then they trapped him because that's what the Guardians do. When the Guardians have a problem, they don't solve it; they just throw it out into the universe
Oh yeah.
until it comes out.
Needless to
and
say, he maybe got a bit of a grudge over
Yeah.
this. So
Classic
wanted to
Guardians causing
destroy-
their own problems. Then.
yeah, he wanted to destroy the Guardians and everything associated with them. So that was all the Color Corps. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, he was the first Lantern,
So
and they contained him.
I wonder if this is him looking for an ally, like if Volthoom or if Leminski gets the ring, you know. And by the way, Leminski needs a proper like villain name once he gets his ring.
I'm sure I'll get one.
I don't want to call him Leminski.
I
all
like
the
how lame is kind of in his name.
time. Leminski.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I kind of, in a way though, I kind of hope he doesn't get a villain's name. That kind of undershadows. He's not exceptional enough to even deserve a villain name.
Do you know what the thing is though? Like, I feel like Volthoom, like, I'm more interested in his reveal here than I ever really was with him in the Johns part, because that was kind of the weakest part of Johns' run. Like, Johns had a great run, but that was definitely in the section that wasn't as loved. Like, you know,
No,
that
but
was
you could tell he was running out of steam,
yeah.
and it's not very memorable. Like I had to go back and I couldn't remember if it was pre New 52 or post 52, just because of how everything went. Because Sinestro was a Green Lantern still,
Honestly, I can't even
You know?
remember either. Was it pro?
but it was post.
post, right?
Yeah, it was
There's a post because I'm about 6 issues into the New 52
Right,
stuff,
okay.
and this hasn't started yet.
Yeah, so this was like the last story he did. This is what in that issue that introduced the concept of Jessica Cruz. You know,
Right, okay.
when
Right.
Because
he's recapping.
Yeah, when you get to the end and there's a whole recap thing. Because what I remember more from the end of the Johns' Green Lantern run, I remember the beats that I cared about, which was more to do with Sinestro and Hal and the whole Indigo Tribe thing, which was a great moment, and other stuff which Connor's about to get to. But the actual villains, the actual fight that was going on, I don't remember that well from that chunk of it because it wasn't as interesting.
Well, the Venditti comes over and basically does the same story with Lights Out and Relic, and that was just terrible. And killed my interest in Lanterns until now.
I don't think Lights Out was terrible. I think it was average.
It was
It was after that was terrible.
Well, it sowed the seeds.
Yeah, I don't think Venditti's Lantern was truly terrible until it got to the point where Hal was just going around in the cloak with the glove.
You see, I quit before that because they would just Johns had done all this recovery work for him, and then Venditti put him in the right spot. So, anyways, but yeah, this is cool because now we have that Rogue Guardian. I can't ever remember his name. Not E.T. But
I can't remember his name either. He's the Guardian because the rest are they dead or are they just missing? I think they're dead.
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, they're just missing. Yeah. So I just call him the Guardian for now. That's fine.
And we know that he has that ring, right? That's what's in the box.
Yeah, that's what he's got.
So
because the Lantern's got it back.
The
Lantern's got it back at the end of last issue. Remember, because it was the Dominators were trying to grab it. And do you know what I like about the double shipping though? I like that we can take an issue out to just focus on a villain, but I don't feel as robbed of a usual issue as I normally would. Like sometimes when it's monthly and they take an issue to just talk about the villains or some side thing, I'm like, oh, this is okay, but come on, I was here for these characters, so I don't mind it as much when it's every 2 weeks.
Yeah, Johns did it very well though. Like when we got the Black Hand issue
Oh yeah,
during
yeah.
his run, and that's just what that reminded me of was that like we're getting the setup and the psychology of this new adversary, and this guy could end up being the Phantom Lantern and actually being a good guy, for all we know.
Could
It's
be.
just how he got it.
Or Phantom
That's
Lantern
all
could just
funky.
be a bad thing. Or maybe when Kyle shows up again and maybe things
Yeah.
happen, he ends up taking it for whatever reason. I don't know. I will just, before we move on, I will say I liked the art in this one as well. I thought it had a nice, subdued, darker looking to it. Because obviously he's got a sort of darker path. One of
A bit more
despair.
scratchy.
Yeah, a bit more scratchy. Play with the darks a bit more. I thought that was good. Fit the tone of the story.